So, as a church, we're taking a season and inviting all of us as a community to read the books of Acts together. We're doing it for a few reasons, but there are two that stand out the most to me. And the first is, one, as a people, we believe in the authority and weight in Scripture. We think it has importance for us. But often when we read Scripture, it's individualized, and to be honest, it's often hit and miss. Some of us regularly read and engage with it, but others of us don't, or not in a regular and measured way. So part of this idea, this call, is not just to read the Bible, but an invitation for us to read it together and be shaped by it at the same time. Another reason, the second reason we're doing this, is I think it's also to help us get a little bit of what I think of as holy wonder. Look, our life is most often marked by the humdrum, day in, day out kinds of affairs. We have activities and tasks from family to work. We have things that keep us busy, and there's always the affairs of the house that take up time. Most of us, at least until you're retired, don't really have the control over the majority of our schedules, even though we'd like to, right? And so all of which makes it feel like our world can sometimes feel like a closed loop system where you're just repeating the same thing in, day out. Even if the challenges change, it just feels like all of your time is booked. So we get bored or distracted or can feel trapped. And so I think what we need, a way to get out of that place, is, again, that idea of holy wonder, a bit of a time of wondering about what if, right? I've read through the book of Acts many times. I've taught on Acts a number of times. And one of the things that I'm convinced by is honestly just how the people in that book are gloriously ordinary, right? There's nothing incredibly amazing about what they do, but amazing things happen to them and to the disciples and to the early church because God is doing all this stuff through normal, everyday people. Right? And so that's the message that rings true for me all the time, is how they in the book still live in that kind of ordinary, humdrum, everyday world, and then all of a sudden these amazing things occur. Because that's what the story of the Bible is about, right? It's not about people who do these amazing things. It's about ordinary people who God uses to do amazing things, right? It's God who's the actor and does all the work. And so I think Acts is a good reminder for us as we read, just to put ourselves into that story and make us wonder, well, what would I have done, right? What would have occurred if I was here, right? And that's generally what we're trying to do in all of this. Because the Bible, again, is marked not by people who do amazing things, but by folks who have a little bit of holy wonder and have this "you're not going to believe what happened" kind of interaction and moment, right? It's about God using normal people to go and do stuff and impact the people and the world around them. And that's as relevant as it is to us now as it was back in the day. So as we engage and try to live out what it means for us to be the church beyond the building, right, beyond what we do on a Sunday, I think that's the call for us, is to instill some holy wonder. And I encourage you to read through us with this book, to put yourself in the story. And while the context is different, the people are still people. And God does what God does, and amazing things happen. And it gives us a sense of wonder and inspiration for where you and I find our days. Grace and peace, friends. Have a good week.